we are going to be converting, or canceling actually. We're going to do some conversions, but we're going to take like inches and see how many there are feet. We're going to do like miles to kilometers and those kind of things. Very, very useful when you're doing science. And if you haven't done this before, I think I remember doing this with you before, but if you haven't done it with me, you might have done it in your science class, okay? And so you'll need to, we're going to do some canceling to do that, all right? And so here's one of our problems. We're going to determine how many should be the number of inches in 3 centimeters. And so you first need to know how many inches are in 1 centimeter. 1 inch. And you'll have to have your little, you have some little sheets that tell you that. So for right now you might not know, but I'll tell you. In 1 centimeter, there's 2.54 centimeters. Okay, in 1 inch, excuse me, there's 2.54 centimeters, all right? And we're trying to determine how many there are in 3, okay? So, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually start this process over. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We want 3 centimeters. We want to end up with inches when we're all done, okay? And so, what we have to do is we have to make sure that when we cancel, we want this to be the final answer to be inches, so we all want it to be on top. We take our centimeters and we put it down here because we want to get rid of them. And if we multiply by something with centimeters on the bottom, our centimeters will cancel. Okay? So we want that to happen. Okay. So now we ask ourselves how many inches, what is the relationship between inches and centimeters? Well, we know that there was 1 inch and there's 2.54 centimeters. Mm-hmm. And so this was a multiply right here, and there was a multiply so that this will cancel. All right? Right. And so now this tells us, and this if we should multiply or divide. Since the 1 is on top, we'll take 3 times 1, which just stays 3. And since this is on the bottom, we divide. So we get our calculator out. Oh, I forgot. That's fine. I have one. And we take 3 and we divide it by 2.54. Okay? So let's see what we get when we do that. Okay, so we divided, and this is what we got. And then you have to look at the instructions in your homework and how many decimals do they want. If they wanted 2 decimals, we would come over here and we'd say this 1 right here makes the 8 stay the same, and so our answer would be 1.18 inches. If we only wanted 1 decimal, then this 8 would make that 1 go up to a 2, and it'd be 1.2 inches, just depending on what your instructions tell you to do. Okay. Okay. So the key, though, that we did is we put our original problem. We came and said, this is what we want, and then we want centimeters on the bottom, and then we find the relationship between the two. All right. Okay. I remember doing. Do you remember this? Yeah. Okay. Sometimes this takes more than one step. No. Sometimes we have a problem like this one. It says determine how many feet are in 3 centimeters. So we already know that we did this. We had 3 centimeters, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you might not have on your little conversion sheets the relationship between. We want feet, but you might not know how many centimeters are in a feet. How many feet are in a centimeter, or so forth. Centimeter or in a foot. But you might know this. You know that inches and centimeters, so you could cancel that out. Then you might have to come down here. That will cancel these. We want something to cancel out this. You do know how many inches are in a foot. Okay? 12. So then these will cancel. Okay? So let me come back and get back all my units so we can see them. We know how many. We put inches down here and feet. I put them on purpose with the centimeters down below each other to cancel, and the inches down below and on top so they cancel. Okay. All right. So how many centimeters in an inch? 2.54. Okay, so we had 1 centimeters is 2.54. Now, is there more feet or more inches?
There's more inches.
More inches. How many inches are there?
12.
12 and a 1 there. Okay. So, we come here. We know that our centimeters cancel and our inches cancel, and we're left with just feet. That's what our goal is. So, what are we going to do with the 3? We're going to take 3. Are we going to multiply or divide by the 2.54?
Divide.
Because it's on the bottom. Good job. Mm-hmm. Then are we going to divide or multiply by the 12?
Divide.
Because it's on the bottom, we're going to divide. Okay, so we'll go get our calculator and do that. All right, this is what we got when we did it on our calculator. I just wanted to point out to you again that when you're putting this in your calculator, make sure that you say 3 divide 2.54, and then you're going to divide again the 12, okay?
Okay.
So make sure you use your divide button twice when you're doing that, okay? All right, now you just got to follow the instructions for your homework. If it says 1 decimal, then we look at the 9, and the 9 makes that 0 go up to a 1, so it's going to be 0.1 inches, not very many. If we're going to do 2 decimal places, then we're going to look at this 8, and this 8 is going to make the 9 turn into a 10, so it's going to be the same, but the 2 decimals will be a 1.0 inches. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So that's how we convert them. Right now they're just having you do inches and centimeters and doing it twice. We might have, it looks like in your homework you're going to do some pounds and gallons and such. You're just going to have to have those sheets that tell you. But the same process goes. You just need to have them diagonally cancel. Okay?